they're facing the final curtain. Targeted individual psychic reading. So they're facing the final curtain. So it feels like your attackers. This is their last huzzah. This is their last bow to the crowd before they exit stage left. Okay, everything that they have done to you is slowly coming to light. The people around you are starting to activate and wake up to the truth. I feel like there are people who have known the truth but have kind of stayed quiet, but they've been on board. So, it is what it is. But it feels like there's other people who got drawn into the rumours, lies, gossip, and scandal. And the story that these people have told is no longer matching up. Okay. I don't expect that you'll see some kind of uprising, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you will start to see people distancing themselves from this coven, from this collective that's been after you. Okay, Queen of Wands in the reverse position. Okay, so this is about taking down some nasty, spiteful pot stirrer. Okay, basically, Chariot, Lord of the Triumph and Light. The Chariot is coming in to whip these people away, to close the curtains on the scene. Let's say Two of Cups, Lord of Love. Right, so you're going into a balanced, loving energy universe, the great ones of the night time. So what I'm always drawn to on this card is the split between the light and the dark, as above, so below. Okay, the balance is being restored. Okay, there's no more for you to do other than not react and get triggered. Okay, it's interesting because I was just doing a kind of standard psychic reading and it was kind of verging on targeted individuals. That's across my main account, but it feels like, what I was saying on there. A lot of the attacks that you will face, once you step into your divinity, once you understand and realize that you have a purpose and you are chosen for this role, and the power that it has within you, they can't take you down. All they can do is frustrate you to affect your frequency. Okay, because then you don't have the ability to create your own reality. That you don't have the ability to manifest. Okay, so what we got here? So we've got Five of Wands, Lord of Strife, King of Wands, Prince of the Chariot of Fire. Just blowing a cat hair off the card. The Lovers in the reverse, Children of the Voice Divine, hold fire. So this collective has dealt with an awful lot of strife, probably throughout their life. The burdens, the torment. Okay, and it feels like this latest phase was just about things coming to a head, so that you could break free of this. Lord of Blended Pleasure, Four of Cups in the reverse. I'm covered in cat. Lord of Blended Pleasure in the reverse. So yeah, what this feels like is that these people, they've deliberately piled on the pressure. They've turned the screw over a period of time, so that you've been squeezed and squeezed and squeezed to the point of wanting to give up. With the King of Wands there, I feel like this person or this collective, they hold and they maintain a certain amount of kind of like power and leadership, but at the end of the day, it's false. It's false. I feel like they have got involved in your love connections, be it romantic love, friendship, etc., etc., in an attempt to try and stop you from um, finding that love, finding that connection. Okay, Lord of Strife. Okay, it's just, I want to say, it's been one thing after the other, one thing after the other. Now, what I've got coming in my mind is, I don't know if anybody remember this from like the 80s and 90s, probably also the 80s. And you used to get this clockwork toy, and it would have like penguins on, and the clockwork would make the penguins kind of go up the steps. They get to the top and then they come down the chute. And it's a little bit like this collective has they keep getting towards the top or near the top, and then it's zoom, back down again. And it's because of the energy manipulation of these people. Queen of Cups in the reverse position, very jealous, toxic energy coming from these people. Okay, Four of Pentacles in the reverse, Lord of Earthly Power. They've been trying to take that from you. Why? Because you're supposed to be star cards. You're supposed to be the star attraction, and they've known that. I feel like there's also been some kind of energetic manipulation. So if you're like a content creator like me, for example, and I always say this, I'm probably one of the most heavily targeted readers on the apps. Case in point, what is it? I think it was the start of the month or the end of last month. My views on all all of my platforms dipped on exactly the same day. Energy manipulation, and it's because, it might sound arrogant, I'm supposed to be a lot bigger than what I am. I've been on, for example, TikTok 3 years. In that 3-year period, I've come top 10 of a subscription battle twice when I was under 10,000 followers. I was cruising, and then I get hit with bar tax. You know, it's no, you call me crazy, I don't care. It's no surprise to me what this is about. It's to try and stop me from pushing forwards. You know, it's no surprise to me that I have low views, comments, and shares because the Matrix doesn't want that. Doesn't want people like me getting our voice heard. Okay, so I feel like you've dealt with a lot of that, and I feel like there has been. I want to say there's been a witchcraft and occult interference in this, so as in Masons, etc. And again, you might say I'm crazy. We had a Mason sneaking on my live. We called them out though, blocked them. Right, so let's go on to the spill the tea. See what these have to say. Trust in the process, loyal or not, boundaries respected, supportive circle, partial truths, spreading positivity. Right, so trust in the process, the relationship, don't rush for answers. Okay, so if you're in a connection or a new friendship or some kind of group like that, just go with it. Let it play out, see how things are going. Loyal or not, someone is testing your loyalty. Now, I don't know as that's. I mean, it's a little bit underhand. Don't get me wrong, but it feels a little bit like somebody's testing your loyalty because it feels like much like you. Because when you're talking to individual, you're paranoid. No way of getting about it. So it feels like they're testing your loyalty. Is this person who they say they are? Boundaries respected. The other person respects your personal space and boundaries. Okay. Supportive network. You will encounter people who truly care and support you. Partial truths, only sharing parts of the truth that benefit oneself. And then we've got spreading positivity. Keep radiating positive energy and influence. So yeah, like I said, it might seem a little bit underhand, but it feels like you've got a person in your energy who's coming. Could be a friend, could be a lover, etc. And they are just testing you a little bit at the moment because I feel like much like you, they've been through a similar process, they've been through a similar story, and they're just making sure that you are who you say that you are. And I feel like this collective will pass with flying colours. Don't get me wrong, but it's just about being aware of that. Okay, testing limits. Somebody's testing the limits of what examining how you react under pressure. So yeah, it might be a little bit heavier than just like something like a love connection. It could be that you've got some heavy hitters who are wanting you as part of their team, but again, they want to test: are you the person you say you are? Because you're going on onto unspoken desires, unexpressed inner desires, often hidden needs or emotions. You're going onto your par gold. Okay, so yeah, it's time to start closing down this chapter for this collective. I still feel like this reading's a little bit of a collective that I've been doing recently. I thought it might have closed down by now. We're nearly there. Okay. If that resonated, please don't forget to repost it so we can get out to the other targeted individuals. Claim it in the comments. If you want to book me for 30 minutes for £30, we'll get a prior to same day guaranteed reading. You know where to go. Ta-ta.